begin our program with blessings. Let us listen to
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Ubaidillah Nafi, Dekan Fakultas Unhas. Kami siap mewujudkan cita-cita ekonomi dan bisnis
yang dirancang secara holistik. Program studi yang ditawarkan mencakup berbagai disiplin ilmu seperti manajemen, akuntansi, perbankan syariah, dan ekonomi. Dari
of our to keep your microphone muted at all times. Thank you for your cooperation. Dear participants, for the smooth running of our sessions, we kindly remind you to keep your microphones muted at all times. Thank you for your cooperation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Minister of Religious Affairs, Republic of Indonesia, the Honorable Rector of Universitas Islam Negeri Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember, and the University Leadership Team, the Honorable Dean of the Faculty of Islamic, Economic and Business, and the Board of Faculty Members, the Honorable keynote speakers and panelists, the Honorable representative from co-host institutions, the Honorable presenter, reviewers, and moderator, all participants and distinguished guests. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Amma ba'du. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin by thanking Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us health, time, and the chance to be here today in this meaningful event. We pray that all our efforts to seek knowledge today will be contributed as a good deed and bring us closer to Him. Let us also send our prayers and peace upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Peace be upon him, the bringer of light and wisdom. His teaching continue to guide us, especially in building an Islamic financial system that stand for justice and strength. Welcome to the opening ceremony of the first International Conference on Islamic Economic, Banking, Accounting, and Zakat Wakaf Management 2025 with them strengthening Islamic financial resilience in the face of global economic challenges in the future era and bunny world of tomorrow. Proudly organized by the Faculty of Islamic Economic and Business UIN Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember, Indonesia, and held on July 30 until 31st of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin today's program, let us proceed with the following agenda. First, singing the national anthem of Indonesia, followed by the UIN Has Chamber March. Next, we will listen to the recitation of the Holy Quran to bless this occasion. This will be followed by the welcoming speech to officially open our event. And finally, we will conclude the opening session with a prayer recitation seeking blessing for a smooth and meaningful program. Ladies and gentlemen, the first agenda is singing our national anthem, Indonesia Raya, followed by the UIN Has Chamber March. Everyone, please stand up. Thank you. Please be seated. To begin our program with blessings, let us listen to the recitation of the Holy Quran to be delivered by Muhammad Rizki Abadi, student of the Islamic Economic Study Program.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A'udzu billahi minasy syaithanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu idza qila lakum tafassahu fil majalis إذا قيل لكم تفسحوا في المجالس فافسحوا يفسح الله لكم وإذا قيل انشزوا فانشزوا يرفع الله الذين آمنوا منكم الذين آمنوا منكم والذين أوتوا العلم درجات والله بما تعملون خبير والله بما تعملون خبير صدق الله العظيم. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the beautiful recitation. Before we proceed to the keynote speech and the official opening of the conference, we are honored to present a video address from the Secretary of the Directorate General of Islamic Education of Ministry of Religious Affairs, Republic of Indonesia, Profesor Dr. Arskal Salim, MA.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin wa bihi nasta'inu ala umuri dunya waddin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in amma ba'du. Yang sama-sama kita hormati Bapak Rektor Universitas Islam Negeri Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember beserta seluruh jajaran pimpinan, Wakil Rektor, Dekan, seluruh para akademisi, peneliti, praktisi ekonomi Islam, dan peserta konferensi yang saya banggakan. Alhamdulillah segala puji bagi Allah SWT yang telah memberikan kita kesempatan dan waktu untuk berkumpul dan bersilaturahim dalam forum ilmiah ini. Saya sungguh mengapresiasi inisiatif yang dilakukan oleh Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Islam UINHAS Jember ini dalam menyelenggarakan sebuah forum ilmiah yaitu International Conference on Islamic Economics, Banking, Accounting, and Zakat Wakaf Management atau disingkat ICBAZ tahun 2025. Konferensi ini tentu menjadi wadah penting dalam membahas ekonomi Islam secara komprehensif. Atas nama Bapak Menteri Agama, saya mendukung sekali penguatan ekosistem ekonomi Islam berbasis maqasid syariah yang menekankan keseimbangan antara spiritualitas, keadilan ekonomi, dan kesejahteraan sosial. Sebagaimana kita ketahui, zakat, wakaf, serta perbankan dan keuangan syariah memiliki peran sentral dalam mendukung pembangunan yang berbasiskan nilai-nilai Islam. Saya berharap konferensi ini dapat melahirkan gagasan-gagasan, ide-ide cemerlang, serta juga solusi inovatif dalam memperkuat sektor ekonomi Islam baik di tanah air maupun di dunia global. Tentu saja dengan melakukan usaha-usaha yang optimal dan melalui instrumen zakat dan wakaf, kita dapat membangun sistem ekonomi yang inklusif dan berkeadilan. Akhirnya, saya menyampaikan sekali lagi selamat dan sukses untuk ICBAZ tahun 2025. Semoga kegiatan konferensi ini membawa manfaat besar bagi kemajuan ekonomi Islam nasional maupun global. Terima kasih atas segala perhatian. Mohon maaf apabila ada kekurangan. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wallahu muwaffiq ila aqwamit thoriq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Now we invite Dr. Adil Siswanto Empar as the chairman of the first Ichibas committee to give his welcoming address. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassirli amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Amma ba'du. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, Venerable, the Minister of Migrant Workers Protection of Indonesia, Haji Abdul Qadir Karding, MSI, MSI. Secretary of the Directorate Sidik Jember, Profesor Dr. Haji Hebni SAG, Vice Rector for Academic Affairs and Institutional Development, Profesor Dr. M. Husna Amal SAG, MSc. Vice Rector for General Administration, Planning and Finance, Dr. D.S. Anurofik, MAG. Vice Rector for Student Affairs, Alumni and Cooperation, Dr. Khairul Faizin, MAG. Head of General Administration, Planning and Finance Bureau, Dr. Haji Nawi MPhilE. The Dean of Faculties and Director of Postgraduate Program at State Islamic Faculty of Islamic Economic and Business, Dr. D.R.S. Haji Ubaidillah, MAG. Vice Dean for Academic and Student Affairs, Dr. Nurul Wiryati Islami Rahayu Esos, MSI. Vice Dean for General Administration, Planning and Finance, Dr. Hajah Mahmuda, MAE. Vice Dean for Student Affairs, Alumni and Cooperation, Dr. Haji Fauzan, SPD, MSI. Head of Demonstration Section and Faculty, Islamic Economic and Business, M. Sahrul Miyadi, SEMM. Head of Islamic Economic Department and Secretary, Head of Study Program, Sharia Banking, Sharia Economic, Sharia Accounting, Zakat and Wakaf Management. Distinguished guests, scholars, researchers, reviewers, lecturers, students, and all participants from various countries and cities. Respected keynote speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Halimin Herzianto from SA. Associate Professor Dr. Jasim Khan from Dongbei University of Finance and Economics, China. Associate Professor Dr. Salwati Binti Sahari from University Malaysia, Sarawak. Dr. Sanju Kumar Singh from Tibufan University, Kathmandu, Nepal, School of Management. And Dr. Narajan Rijana from Vijayanagara, Sri Krishnadevaraya University, India. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and immense pleasure that we extend our warmest welcome to each of you to the first National Conference and Call for Papers on Islamic Economics, Islamic Banking, Islamic Accounting, and Zakat Wakaf Management, or ICIBAS 2025. We are truly privileged to gather here on this momentous occasion by virtual conference, which serves as a platform for intellectual exchange, academic collaboration, and the advancement of Islamic economic and business research. Under the overarching theme, strengthening Islamic financial resilience in the face of global economic challenges in the VUCA era and Banibad of tomorrow, this virtual conference aims to explore innovative solutions and strategies in response to the evolving global economic landscape. The rapid change in the global economy, characterized by volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, as well as brittle, anxious, non-linear, and incomprehensible dynamics necessitate a renewed approach to Islamic financial resilience. Today, scholars and practitioners must work together to devise strategies to ensure sustainability, inclusivity, and adaptability in Islamic economic and financial system. We are deeply grateful to our distinguished keynote speaker, whose expertise and insight will greatly enrich our discussion. Likewise, we extend our heartfelt appreciation to all researchers and participants who have traveled from various regions and cities to contribute their valuable research and perspective to this forum. This conference would not have been possible without the dedication and tireless efforts of the organizing committee, faculty members, and supporting institutions. So, we thank you very much for our international partnership from University of Sarawak, Malaysia, and University of College, Bahrain. And thank you very much for our national co-host, Islamic State University of Tulungagung, Institute of Technology and Science, Mandala, Jember, University of Kiai Haji Muhtar Safaat, Banyuwangi, University of Jember, Blitar Islamic University, Sunan Giri Trenggala Institute of Islamic Education, Islamic University of Jember, Postgraduate Program, State Islamic University of Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember, Jember Institute for a Public Administration and Development, and Islamic University of Madura. Your commitment and hard work have been instrumental in making this event reality. May our deliberation here lead to meaningful collaboration, innovative ideas, and impactful contribution to the field of Islamic economic and business. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have selected carefully from 200 articles, and finally, we have only selected 130 articles as follows. From bachelor, master, and doctoral or PhD student, there are 77 articles. From researchers, 8 articles. From lecturers, 45 articles. Give applause for all participants whose articles are selected for this forum. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, besides that, we will also select 10 best presenter and 10 best paper to be published in our prestigious journal indexed in CITA score 4 and 3. Both of them are Journal of Islamic Economic Perspective and Indonesian Journal of Islamic Law. Please be remember also that we published the other article of 170 article into 5 ISBN registered anthology book, Sharia Accounting, Sharia Economic, Sharia Banking, Zakat and Wakaf Management, and a book of General Economy. Once again, welcome to Ijibas 2025. We wish you all a fruitful and inspiring conference. Thank you. Usikum wa nasibitakullah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the speech. We now proceed to the next agenda. The keynote speech to be delivered by the Dean of the Faculty of Islamic Economic and Business, UINHAS Jember. We respectfully invite Dr. Haji Ubaidillah M.Ag. to deliver his remarks. Dr. Ubaidillah, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Marhaban nurahibu bihudurikum fi hadal majlis insyaallah mubarakah. Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad. Amma ba'd. The Excellency Minister of Migrant Worker Protection of Indonesia, Haji Abdul Qadir Kardeng, SPI MSI, the Excellency Secretary of Directorate General of Islamic Education, Professor Dr. Muhammad Askal Salim, GP MA, the Excellency Rector State Islamic University of Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember, Professor Dr. Kiai Haji Hefnizen SAG MM CPM, the Honorable All Vice Rector of UIN Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember, Professor Dr. Husna Amal MSI, Dr. Haji Ainur Rafiq MAG, and Dr. Khairul Faizin MAG, the Honorable Head of the General Administration, Planning and Finance Bureau, Dr. Haji Nawawi MPhil E. Dear Honorable, our distinguished research person who have already been with us today in the ICBS, Associate Professor Dr. Salawati Binti Syahari from Faculty of Economic and Business, University Malaysia, Sarawak. Dr. Sanju Kumar Singh from Tribhuvan University, Kathmandu, Nepal School of Management. Dr. Shasim Han from Dongbei University of Finance and Economic, China. Associate Professor Dr. Halimin Harjanto from Maimon University, United States. Associate Professor Dr. Halimin Harjanto from Marymount University, United States. Professor Dr. Haji Hamdan Rifai from Faculty of Islamic Economic and Business, UIN Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember, Indonesia. Assistant Professor Dr. Niranjan Rajanna from Department of Economic, Vijayanagara Sri Krishnadeva Raja Raya University, India. The respectable all the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Islamic Economic and Business, UIN Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember, Dr. Hajja Nurul Widyawati Islami Rahayu, MSI, Dr. Hajja Mahmuda, MAE, and Dr. Haji Fauzan, MSI. The respectable the head of the Secretary of Islamic Economic Department, the all respectable coordinator and secretary of study program, Sharia Banking, Islamic Economic, Sharia Accounting, and Zakat and Wakaf Management, the respectable head of administration section at the Faculty of Islamic Economic and Business, Muhammad Sahrul Mulyadi, SAMM. And they're all the highly dedicated and lovable staff in the Faculty of Economic and Islamic Business, UIN Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember. Also all distinguished guests, all co-hosts, esteemed academic, scholar, researcher, reviewer, lecturer, student, and all participants for various countries and cities. We thank God, syukur alhamdulillah, for giving us so much nikmah of Iman, Islam, and heart, so we can attend this wonderful international seminar on Ijibas 2025. Hopefully, this event is blessed and loved by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. May salawat and salam always be upon His Majesty, our great prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the Insan Kamil, who has become our best model, or Uswatun Hasanah, to reach safety in this world and here in the hereafter. It is with great honor and gratitude that I welcome you all the International Conference on Islamic Economic, Banking, Accounting, and Zakat Wakaf Management 2025, hosted by Faculty of Islamic Economic and Business, UIN Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember. In this International Conference on Islamic Education, Islamic Economic, in this International Conference on Islamic Economic, Banking, Accounting, and Zakat Wakaf Management, we expect that we get to encourage our academic competence as well as our professionalism in line with the discipline we have. I hope that this kind event will improve in quantity and quality in order to enable the Faculty of Islamic Economic Business reach excellency nationally and internationally. This year, we proudly carry the theme Strengthening Islamic Financial Resilience in the face of global economic challenges in the future era and Bani world of tomorrow. This theme is not merely a response to the changing tide of global economic uncertainty. It is clear called adaptive, ethical, and value-based financial system rooted in Islamic principle. We are living in the era defined by VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, as well as the more recent nation of Bani, brittle, unsure, non-linear, and incomprehensible. In such condition, conventional financial system often falls short in the promotion justice, inclusivity, and long-term stability. Islamic finance, with its foundation value of risk sharing, ethical investment, and timely and critical. ICBAS 2025 provide a platform for intellectual synergy, bridging academic discourse and real-world application, where scholar, policymaker, and industry leader can jointly explore innovative solution. Topics such as Islamic banking and fintech, zakat and wakaf governance, Sharia compliant accounting, and green Islamic finance will be key in shaping an adaptive and human financial ecosystem. As the most institution, FEBI Win Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember is committed to advancing scholarly contribution that are both locally rooted and globally relevant. We believe that through collaboration and open dialogue, the Islamic economic system can be a strategic driver of global financial resilience, especially in the face of crisis and disruption. On behalf of the faculty, I attend my sincere appreciation to all speakers, partners, and participants. May this conference serve as a fruitful ground for knowledge exchange, mutual inspiration, and sustainable action for better economic future. Finally, I would like to thank all parties who have made this event come true, and my gratitude to all the wonderful participants who attend in person online. My apology, please, if we cannot serve all of you in the best way. Thank you for your presence and participation. Akhiran atlubu min samahatikum al-afwa ala taqsirati fiha wallahul muwafiq ila aqwamit thoriq. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for your insightful speech. Ladies and gentlemen, We now come to the keynote speech, as well as the official opening of the first international conference on Islamic economic, banking, accounting, and zakat wakaf management. We are honored to invite Professor Dr. Husna Amal SAG MSI, Vice Rector of Academic Affairs Winhas Jember, to deliver his keynote address and officially open this conference. Professor Husna Amal SAG MSI, time is yours.
Okay, thank very much host for the time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawalah wa ba'du. The Honorable Minister of Religious Affairs, Republic of Indonesia. The Honorable Minister of the Protection of Indonesian Migrant Worker, Republic of Indonesia, the Honorable Dean of the Faculty of Islamic Economic and Business, and the Board of Faculty members, the Honorable Keynote speakers and panelists, the Honorable Representative from co-host institution, the Honorable Presenter, reviewers and moderators, and all participants and distinguished guests. Thank very much and welcome to our conference today, the International Conference on Islamic Economic, Banking, Accounting, and Zakat Wakaf Management 2025. On behalf of WIN, Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember, I would like to express our appreciation for your presence at this significant academic event, hosted by our Faculty of Islamic, Economic, and Business, WIN Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember. We are also honored to convene scholar, participant, policymaker, practitioner, and student, both from Indonesia and abroad, who are united in a common mission to advance the understanding and practice of Islamic finance in today's increasingly unpredictable world. The theme of this year's conference, Strengthening Islamic Financial Resilience in the Face of Global Economic Challenges in the what we call VUCA era, and Bunny Word of Tomorrow capture the urgency and complexity of the time we live in. In an era characterized by volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, as well as the rising threats of a bunny world, brittle, anxious, nonlinear, and incomprehensible, Islamic financial institutions are called not only to survive, but to lead with vision, values, and vitality. Islamic economic, with its foundation in justice, risk-sharing, ethical government, and social solidarity through instruments like zakat and wakaf, provides a resilient and human framework that is urgently needed to address both current and future economic disruption. I would like to extend my gratitude to our distinguished keynote speaker and presenter from partner universities and institutions around the world. Your participation in ECBAS 2025 is a testament to our shared commitment to fostering global academic dialogue. We are particularly honored to have international experts whose ideas and contribution will inspire new thinking and strategies in Islamic economic development. My appreciation also goes to our co-hosts and collaborators whose support and partnership have made this conference a truly international platform for engagement and innovation. To all paper presenters, researchers, and delegates, I encourage you to make the most of this opportunity.
Recording in progress.
May your discussion spark transformative insight, interdisciplinary collaboration, and future-oriented strategies that address the complex challenges for our era. I would like to express my appreciation to the entire organizing committee, academic board, volunteer, and faculty member who have worked behind this the scan. Your dedication and professionalism have brought this event to life. Ladies and gentlemen, with all the prayer for success and with full gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, I declare the International Conference on Islamic Economic, Banking, Accounting, and Zakat Wakaf Management, or ISIBAS 2025 officially open with Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Husna Amal, SAG, MSE, for your inspiring address and for officially opening the ICHIBAS 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the organizing committee of the first ICHIBAS, we sincerely thank all our co-host institutions for their support and collaboration in making this event a success. Our sincere appreciation goes to Uin Sayyid Ali Rahmatullah Tungagung, ITS Mandala Jember, Universitas Kiai Haji Mukhtar Syafaat Bolokagung, Universitas Jember, Universitas Islam Balitar Blitar, STIT Sunan Giri, Universitas Islam Jember, Postgraduate School of Winhas Jember, STIA Pembangunan, Universitas Islam Madura. Thank you for your strong partnership and support in promoting scholarly exchange and academic excellence throughout this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, as a token of appreciation for their valuable insight, academic contributions, and dedication to the advancement of Islamic economic and business, the Dean of the Vice Rector of Academy Affairs, Winhas, accompanied by Dean of FEBI, will now present certificates of appreciation to our 6 distinguished speakers of today's conference. We are truly honored to have their presence in ICHIBAS 2025, and we hope their contribution will inspire further research and collaborations. The second one, Dr. Sanju Kumar Singh from Tribhuvan University, Kathmandu, Nepal School of Management. Dr. Jasim Khan from Dongbei University of Finance and Economic, China. Professor Dr. Halimin Herjanto from Marymount University, United States. Professor Dr. Niranjan Rajana from Department of Economic, Vijayanagara Sri Krishna Devaraya University, India. Dr. Salawati Binti Sahari from Faculty of Economic and Business, University Malaysia Sarawak, Malaysia. To conclude the opening ceremony, let us be gathered in prayer. The dua will be led by Vice Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Haji Fauzan MSE. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ala hadihin wa ala kulli niyatin salihah. Al-Fatihah. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala wa quluban khasi'a wa arwahan mutma'innah. Allahumma afsa' alaina abwaab rahmatik wa anzil alaina birahmatik waj'alna min ibadika salihin wa min awliyaika muttaqin. Allahumma arinal haqqa haqqah warzuqna ittiba'ah wa arinal batila batilah warzuqna ijtinabah waj'alna min ahlil haqqi wal adl. Rabbana atina min ladunka rahmah wa hayyi' lana min amrina rasyada waj'alna min ahlil ilmi wal iman. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa sallim tasliman katsira. Rabbana ighfir lana wa li ikhwanina alladhina sabaquna bil iman wa la taj'al fi qulubina ghillan lil ladzina amanu Rabbana innaka ra'ufur rahim. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Al-Fatihah. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. May this conference be full of barakah and fruitful discussions. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, the opening ceremony comes to end. Once again, we would like to thank all keynote speakers and presenters, our valued co-hosts and partner institutions, all participants from national and international institutions, for being part of these academic collaborations. Let us now proceed to the first plenary session, which will be moderated by our distinguished moderator, Dr. Nur Hidayat MM. Please give your warm attention as we begin this session. Once again, welcome to Winhas Jember. Let's explore, change and enrich our shared knowledge in building resilience Islamic financial system for the future. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay, thank you, Master of Ceremony. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, academician, scholar, and all participants. I would like to extend warm welcome to all of you to the first plenary session of IJIBAS 2025. We are truly honored to have you here today for this important academic gathering, where we'll explore the vital topic of sustainability, reporting, disclosure in Islamic business and social organization. As we know, in recent years, sustainability has become key focus in both global and corporate agenda, as we move toward an era that increasingly values social responsibility and environmental stewardship. Sustainability reporting has emerged as an essential tool for business to demonstrate their commitment to ethical and responsible practice. However, in the context of business and social organization, sustainability and responsibility. As we dive into today's topic, we will explore the importance of transparency and accountability in sustainability reporting and how business can achieve social justice by ensuring that the benefit of their activities are equitably shared within society. The role of Islamic business in ensuring environmental responsibility, core value in Islamic that emphasize the protection of it as trust. Okay, now without further ado, I am honored to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Salawati binti Sahari from the Faculty of Economic Business, Malaysia Sarawak, Unimas.
Thank you, Dr. Nur Hidayat. Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone.
So, Waalaikumsalam.
I
It is
want
Doctor, to introduce your CV. Okay, Dr. Salawati is an associate professor at the Faculty of Economic and Business at University Malaysia Sarawak, Unimas. She holds a PhD in accounting from University Kebangsaan Malaysia with an extensive background in accounting. Her research primarily focused on non-financial reporting, particularly in the area of human capital disclosure, intellectual capital, and accounting information system. She has led several significant research projects and is renowned expert in her field. In addition to her academic achievement, Dr. Salawati has contributed to various consultancy projects, including leading the Resources Efficiency and Industrial Symbiosis Opportunity Program for IR IM Berhad. She has published numerous papers in prestigious journals, including work as compliant, corporate social responsibility, and human capital disclosure. Dr. Salawati also served as the main supervisor for several PhD candidate and has taught various courses and accounting research methodology and advanced data analysis. We are truly fortunate to have Dr. Salawati with us today to share her invaluable insight on the topic of sustainability reporting in Islamic business on social organization. Okay, Dr. Salawati, the time is yours. You have 30 minutes for your presentation.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nidayat. First, I'm going to share the slide. All right. So, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. So, this is the topic that I'm going to cover related with the corporate social reporting, focusing on Islamic institution, but the criteria or the area that I wanted to focus on is actually more on the research technique and challenges when we wanted to focus especially the CSR related with the Islamic institution, all right? So when we looking in terms of corporate social corporate social reporting, we looking not only in terms of it effect internally, but also in terms of a global area. So what we did in traditional ways that we usually focus on financial reporting, but now moving forward, we not just looking in terms of financial reporting only, we also looking in terms of non-financial reporting. So there is where sustainability reporting come about. So when we wanted to focus CSR specific in Islamic institution, the difference is that we uniquely shaped by certain values related with Islamic institution. And sometimes because we know that most of Islamic institutions, some of them, they are non-profit organization. So in terms of when we talking about the relationship, for example, like when we look in terms of other industry, we look in terms of CSR related with performance in terms of financial performance or in terms of their profitability. But when we looking in terms of Islamic institution, they did not just looking in terms of profit. Some of them is just non-profit organization. So that's why they goes beyond the conventional profit. All right. So this is just to explain what does it mean by CSR in general. We did not just focus in terms of financial reporting only. We also looking in terms of environmental reporting, community at large, or sometimes we also looking in terms of society in large. All right. So we did not just looking in terms of profitability, but also in terms of that's why they also cover certain area like in terms of governance area. All right. So now the evolution of CSR in general way is that we focus on sustainability reporting, not just on financial, but when we go to Islamic institution, they usually focus on Islamic ethical issues, and then looking also in terms of environmental focus. And now global trends that the global trend is looking also in terms of global trend influencing Islamic in terms of CSR in detail afterward. All right. So this is what some example related with CSR in Islamic institution. Most of prior studies was actually found related with Islamic banking reporting. The major reason was actually because some Islamic banking, they are public listed companies. So it's easier for us to do or found their reporting related with CSR. So that's why usually, for example, like in Malaysia, we have Bank Islam. They actually integrate this corporate social reporting and they try to link with some Islamic area, which is Ayah Kasid in NSDG. And they also have, for example, like in other country, we also have ISDB where they launched sustainability report with the Sukuk for Global Social Impact. Another example was actually we also have in Yayasan Wakaf Malaysia. They integrate actually the Wakaf with the ESG investment because their major not we didn't call it as revenue lah, but most of the Yayasan Wakaf, for example, like most of their stakeholder was actually the sponsor. So consider as stakeholder lah. So that's why when we talk about the ESG investment, they did not just focus for the profitability reason or profitability area. They focus because of the for the sponsorship or for the benefit of their stakeholder. So this is what Yayasan Wakaf usually focus on when they integrate this Wakaf into their ESG investment. All right. So this is some trend that we have in I just cover in general in global area when we have CSR reporting related with the Islamic institution. So what we have the trend now is that first they focus on the ESG principle that they try to align, for example, but they did not focus in general area that other industry did. For example, like if they do green financing, they focus on sukuk for renewable energy. Or for example, like if we talking about social impact, for example, like if other non-Islamic institution, maybe they focus on more on environmental friendly or recycle certain product, they post it into their annual report or sustainability report. But for financial institution, Islamic institution, they focus more for the poor. For example, like they distribute zakat or donation to certain society or certain group. So or for example, like if they deliver certain donation, they try to publish into their social sustainability reporting. So social impact was actually more focused on certain need, certain category of needing of poor people. All right. So and then another area that they focus on governance is that they are more on focusing on Sharia audit. Of course, they also focus on transparency, similar like a normal governance, corporate governance guideline. But they also looking in terms of did they follow Sharia guideline or not. All right. So that's why the trend is that now they try to publish the CSR focusing and try to link with the Islamic finance instrument. All right. And then another trend is that sustainability reporting for Islamic institution, they did not just focus on the GRI. The GRI was actually just a guideline, but they are not actually specific compulsory standard for some countries that you have to follow. But they did not focus on Islamic institution. They are more general for other types of institutions. So it's not like specific on Islamic. But that's why some Islamic banks, for example, they even for example in Malaysia, we are still on voluntary disclosure. So they still actually report on SDG, but they focus on certain area of SDG. So for example, like in Islamic, they focus on poverty, quality education, or climate exchange action. So actually, they did not focus on certain area of SDG. So this is some area that they are focusing on lah. And then sustainability section in report now include also Islamic ethical justification in their explanation. So or justification. So it's quite interesting that now moving forward, they actually also include Islamic ethical. All right. And when we also have another trend where we wanted to focus on human capital, they try to focus more on Islamic workplace ethics. Similar with other like CSR reporting, usually they do focus on employee well-being or employee benefits. For example, like the employee rights in terms of different gender. For example, like we have did they hire more female or did they hire less female in certain industry. But when we go to Islamic workplace ethics, is that did they give certain benefit for Islamic employee? For example, did they serve? Did they give prayer area for certain religions, or did they, for example, apply ethics, Islamic ethics, for example, in terms of integrity or what we call as amanah in working as part of their ethical policy. So actually they do put that as a guideline in their reporting or as something like a policy to follow by the employee related with Islamic ethics. And of course, we're also talking about fair wages and mental health. This is what current trend that we have now lah. And then moving forward, that we also have a current issue related with the fintech or digital zakat. Now we have, like, for example, you have mobile zakat apps, blockchain wakaf tracking, or AI-based allocation for deserving beneficiary. So actually they have this kind of depends on the institution lah. They do have certain platform related with digital areas. So when they do have this, we moving forward in terms of reporting, they actually publish that they have this kind of digital Islamic. So did this area focus on a social finance tool or not? So this is where it come about lah in terms of trend. All right. And then we're also talking about community-based. So now, basically, of course, in terms of other institution, they also focus on community-based. But in terms of Islamic institution, we just now, like I mentioned, we always talking about stakeholder engagement, because most of the beneficiary or even not Islamic institution, I mean, like certain non-profit organizations, sometimes they have certain company sponsor for them. So that's why they focus on the stakeholder. So, or sometimes when they focus on community, they try to focus on certain group of people. For example, like certain state, certain area where they have a low income community. So they focus on that local community. Or sometimes they have certain, this one just example, certain Muslim youth group that they wanted to focus on to help in terms of CSR. Or sometimes they also look into undeserved population. So certain specific community that they wanted to focus, in the end, they will report that as part of reporting into their sustainability reporting. So it can be in terms of storytelling, or maybe they post into their social media or website in terms of not just in terms of text. Sometimes reporting can also be in terms of image or maybe in terms of video. All right. So maybe they report this in not just annual report. All right. And another trend related with Islamic institution is that Sharia governance in terms of CSR, the one that I mentioned just now. So when we are talking about financial regulator or the board, now they try to focus on Sharia law. So some of the board, now we do have some, they said that in annual report now, they said include Sharia board opinion on social impact. So they do have some, they actually got advice or from certain members from Sharia that can advise them related with social impact on this area. Because of, that's why they said here, some of them did not, they said Sharia non-compliant issues is one of the issue that being argued now, especially on Islamic institution. So now they wanted to focus on how they wanted to include that as part of their report. All right. And then now, actually this one I do also explain when we talking about the challenges when we wanted to do corporate social reporting related with Islamic institution, because the major reason is that some of the index or the term used in CSR or corporate social reporting related with Islamic institutions, sometimes they use certain different words or sentence that are quite difficult for us to capture. Is it related with CSR or not? So that's why because the major reason is that the way they disclose might be different from the normal from other industry CSR. For example, like when we're talking about education, they might focus on, they might disclose that as the word like spiritual education, or sometimes they call it as Islamic ethical investment, or sometimes when they say environmental impact, they are talking in terms of in the lens of Sharia. So maybe the way they put that the CSR indexes might be different. You might not found that inside the GRI guideline or the global guideline for the CSR. So that's why in terms of trend now moving forward, they try to include this kind of index also part of as part of CSR index. All right. All right. The common technique that this is the area that I wanted to focus, because normally when we do collect data, I think most of those who did corporate social reporting, I think you know this technique lah, but I just wanted to briefly explain that we usually do in terms of coding of CSR related text in report. The major reason is that most of CSR corporate social reporting, they did not come in terms of numbers. Most of them are qualitative data. So they are written in text. Sometimes we even use image. Sometimes we use, even we can also use video, or sometimes we also use, usually the common method is text lah. I mean, usually from annual report. So, but still they are not financial or numbers in a way that you cannot do the coding or analyze the data quantitatively. So when we do content analysis, we try to convert the qualitative data into quantitative information for us to process into analysis. So this is what we call as content analysis. So when we're talking about the extent of the CSR over here, we are talking not just in terms of either they disclose certain things or not. For example, like if you are, for example, if you put in terms of category, another area under environmental, another one is, for example, human capital. Another area is another part lah. For example, like you separate into different part. But then you cannot just say if they disclose you put 1, or if they did not disclose you put 0. This is what we call as unweighted disclosure. But usually now we talking more about extent, meaning to say that you also not just saying that they disclose or not. You also looking in terms of how long or how much they disclose certain kind of category. For example, did they focus too much on human capital, or is it they focus too much on environmental? So you wanted to count how many words, how long in terms of sentence. Maybe you can do in terms of extent, in terms of. So this is what we did in content analysis. We also looking in terms of did they go into details or not on certain area of CSR. So that's why they said that what content analysis is doing is that not what a company disclose, and they said that might be different from what they're actually doing. So this is another issue, that sometimes disclosure doesn't mean that in reality that is what they are doing. So of course that is not something that we can control. So in the end, this is what we call as limitation in terms of content analysis lah. In the end, that's why most of the study, they also need to collect another qualitative data collection. For example, they can do interview or focus group kind of data collection, right? So this is to explain just now, the keyword that I wanted to highlight in terms of content analysis just now is that they are qualitative data, and we convert them into a quantitative data, and usually we put them into a subcategory, all right? So this is usually where we get sources of corporate social reporting data. This is quite general. Even Islamic institution also, they are not necessarily public listed company, so we cannot get published annual report. That is a common way. So the tricky part is that how do you get the CSR? So when we try to get the CSR, especially for Islamic institution, sometimes another method is that you can collect data from website or maybe social media. If they do have specific sustainability report, if they do have a sustainability report, most likely they put not inside the published listed. For example, they did not. For example, like in Malaysia, we have Bursa Malaysia where you can look at all listed annual report. But some annual report, some sustainability report, they publish into the website of the company. So the sources of CSR data can be from anywhere. All right. And then we also have this is just to explain to you lah, the content list actually we've usually first started with determine categories, and then in the end you need to do the coding. So either you do it manually or using certain software, but this is quite long if we need to explain, but usually you do have certain software for you to do coding, especially in terms of content lists where you just park the annual report, for example, sustainability report, and then the coding will be done by the computer another way, or you can do manually, but we have to look in terms of reliability and validity tests. So this is just to tell you lah the method that we do for content analysis. All right. All right. When we do a content analysis for the CSR in Islamic institution, there were actually a few challenges that you might face, especially when you wanted to focus on Islamic institution. So the first challenges is that we have non-standard CSR terminology. So when we do, usually when just now I mentioned that you have analysis tool was actually a software. I mean, if you do manually, maybe you can do. But the tricky part, of course, people said that there's too many data, qualitative data, that you cannot run everything manually. But if you wanted to do a computerized system, some of the analysis tool actually to focus on certain Western terms. So that's the tricky part lah. So that's why some terminology, certain word, they are more, they say religious or value-based language. For example, like instead of charity or CSR donation, they call it as zakat, sometimes they call it as wakaf. So certain word may not be detected when you do methodology or under the content analysis lah. So this is the tricky part when you wanted to do the data collection. All right. Another challenges is that Islamic institution might have different framework or guideline. For example, like just now I mentioned, non-Islamic institution, they usually use the global standard or guideline under GRI. But when we do Islamic, they also need to follow certain specific Islamic law. And sometimes the ESG metric might be different from non-Islamic institution. So that's why they said that some tool, actually they do focus on Western CSR models. And that's why they said, example, that some report might emphasize spiritual goal. So in terms of social impact, for example, so this one might not be detected by certain software lah, or sometimes a certain ethical or standard we did not have that guideline also inside your analysis or content analysis tools. So this is another tricky part. And the next one is in terms of reporting frequency. So this is the one that I mentioned just now. That is why that if you saw previous studies, sometimes they focus more on Islamic banking, because we do have that in a listed company. For example, like the one that we usually do for CSR when we just say all listed company in certain country, so you just focus on listed company, you can find all the annual reports, sustainability reporting, they usually publish. But when you go to Islamic institutions, some of them, they are not listed company, and you need to get or ask them if they have this. Usually they do have financial reporting for tax purpose, but I don't think they think that that is necessary for them to do CSR for any reason unless required by their stakeholder. So that's why some Islamic organization may have limited documentation. And sometimes they have financial summary or activity report, but they seldom have a dedicated specific area with a social reporting. All right, so in the end, the challenge might be that you might have insufficient data when you wanted to apply content analysis or when you wanted to collect your data. All right. And of course, because just now I mentioned that they did not have, actually even the CSR itself, some state or some country, actually they did not have a specific standard or not a compulsory. Just now I mentioned that some country they consider as voluntary disclosure. So we don't have any formal guideline or standard that we need to follow on how you're going to report, not like our financial reporting. We have a guideline how to report. But when you did not have certain standard, it will be different. So it depends also on certain institution lah. So that's why some of them may be informal or different from other reports. And they might have report, but in separate brochure or separate segment. Sometimes they put into a brochure, sometimes they put in website, sometimes they put in social media, or for example, they put in Facebook or Instagram, but they did not actually put in the website. Or sometimes they did not put on certain areas. So that's why some of them are so many scattered anywhere, even you wanted to find where it is. So the challenges is that when you want to do reliability or replicability of the data, you might have an issue, especially when you wanted to do quantitative research method. All right, so that's the tricky part lah when you wanted to do. Actually, it's quite similar with non-Islamic institutions. All right. Another issue is that some sensitive issue might be omitted and they did not report. So this is the one that I mentioned just now. Some company they report, but it doesn't mean that they are doing it. Or some company they did not report, it doesn't mean they never done it before. But some controversial issue, for example, like related with religious sensitivity, maybe they are there, but they did not put into a report. So this is the challenge that they might lead to greenwashing, or they avoid certain report that if you wanted to know, then you need to ask. So when you wanted to do a content analysis, maybe the only data you can collect is through interview. So that's another challenges, right? And then no third-party assurance mean that some, just not mentioned that some financial Islamic institution, if they are not listed company, then most likely there are no compulsory guideline for certain country, either they need to do external audit report or not. So that's why in terms of validation, the CSR is there, but we cannot justify is it correct or not. So they're not assurance lah. So that's why they are self-declare. So they just put it there, but you don't know is it true or not. So the challenge is that the trust in terms of your accuracy of the content analysis might not be correct lah in a way. All right. Next is in terms of course, cultural and regional variability, where some Islamic CSR practice they have different language. For example, like the word zakat may be different from other country, or so when you do universal coding, it might be difficult, especially when you want to do content analysis lah, right? Next is automated tools limitation. So this is the one that I mentioned just now lah, because of different language, religious language, or some of them have different implicit meanings. Explicit meaning is very clearly written. Implicit means you need to understand what is the meaning of certain word. Is it similar or not? Just now, like we mentioned, zakat, the word zakat, wakaf, either they put donation or a certain word lah, either they have the same meaning or not. So you need to also put that into your coding of content analysis. All right. So due to these challenges in terms of how to cater this problem in terms of issue related with CSR in Islamic institution, when you use just a content analysis or quantitative method, it is usually suggested that you use a mixed method lah, meaning to say that not just in terms of quantitatively, you also can do in terms of qualitative reporting. For example, like instead of doing just from getting data from the published report, maybe you can go for interview, and then your finding will be in terms of not just in terms of coding. You also put the content in terms of qualitative information when you wanted to come up with the findings. All right. So that's why we always suggest using a mixed method lah, not just quantitative. We also mix with qualitative method. And of course, when we just now I mentioned, like when you try to collect data, not just from secondary data, when you get primary data, you always include stakeholder feedback, meaning to say you get interview, or you can get also even questionnaire. It's still okay. You can, as long as you manage to get the stakeholder feedback, which is you might get interesting information related with the CSR. All right. And of course, there are improved access and structure. Just now I mentioned that we have limitation in terms of very difficult to get their report. So some financial Islamic institution, they do that. Even they publish their activity in manual way, but we cannot actually access in website, or sometimes they did not publish in certain not a compulsory requirement for them to publish. That's why we cannot get some of the information. And of course, developing AI tools related with the content analysis technique. Just now I mentioned, because just now the index is too focused on Western terms. So the tricky part is that you need to also include the Islamic index. All right. And of course, just now I mentioned lah, in terms of some terminology related with Islamic. All right. So this is to summarize my content. The three areas that I focus on. And then I think that's it. Thank you very much. So I pass back to Dr. Noor Hidayat.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Salawati. Would you be willing and allow us to share your material with the participant? Okay, thank you. Sustainability finance, digital finance, and international finance. Digital finance, and international finance. Dr. Sanju research has been widely published in prestigious of corporate service on topic. Dr. Sanju, Indonesia.
Yes, okay. In English, pagi pal is okay. Ini bisa lihat, okay. Green of finance department. So Islamic banking principle is 3 or 4 is what is called the okay. In Kuala Lumpur as resilience, lack of clear tax Islamic financial they are the but industries create a sustainable performance standard. Juga yang itu green juga yang itu green endowment tracks the green endowment tracks the audit animal energy. It's not, but somehow what is called ESG reporting is differently finance emissions and strength bank resilience. So sustainable sukuk. The challenge ada so Adam it is sizes to multiple stake risk of greenwashing and standard. So Adam it is sizes to multiple stake risk of greenwashing and standard before all pricing under this, that is transing mobilize mereka yang kemana ini inisiatif ini tahu tentang kalian ada banyak negara tahu tentang kalian ada banyak negara India there's also regard right USD for climate projects so friendly Islamic organic farming domain models projects organic farming domain models projects investment in buildings. Examples at risk assessment. 20 will be green finance. What is called examples at risk assessment. 20 will be green finance. What is called Islamic Bank and Bangladesh in the rural of case, so and they focus in different area, right? Right. Different area, right? Right. Trust gaps and carbon footprint. Muslim ESC investment finance regulation is challenges in regions. So there is some banking. Banking. Islamic is Sharia ethics based eco synergetic is Sharia ethics based eco synergetic emerging of Islam rigorous in the world. What is called restraint that a lot of Islam rigorous in the world. What is called restraint that a lot of country doing it, and they're not really they focus in the whole world banking and economic issues, which is just project aligned yang tentang supporting social principles, Indonesia kayak Malaysia dan yang lain. Green tuh kayak Malaysia dan yang lain. Green tuh contoh negara-negara lost dan atau yang and make Indonesia banking in is and make Indonesia banking in is so impact. A lot of report is high banking in is so impact. A lot of report is high sustainable development in finance also.
Would like to height for those present first question in Islamic institutionology area.
One, plan well in data collection method. Other powers, for example, unless reach or in terms of limited social reporting to challenges of the. It depends on data collection or it might impress or have which specific most challenges. I think we have big focus.
Maybe Kurniawan, do you get it?
Mr. Kurniawan in East Asian country doing Islamic majority in the clear. In Indonesia, collect the Muslims community small maybe is goes the higher level, just like minority education, the climate action. So what is called very effectively indirectly because here about it is but together time what is will be police far I think. Thank you.
Dr. Salawati, what is Islamic?
Line on events of institution. Example, if you wanted to be okay, we have even standard differences of course.
Yes. Or between could be
not public to publish.
question. Practice become a passion.
Islamic institution actually do even the way they Islamization just to integrate both sustainability and financial reporting, right? So in future, I think most likely that the Islamic reporting also will be compulsory in future as integrated reporting. So moving forward, I think most likely it will be there, but catch certain type of stakeholder, or to publish that to give good image for the company or similar benefit that we have in terms of CSR. So of course in future we do expect that we will found that kind of reporting in future.
Okay, Dr. Salawati. Dr. Sanju, maybe you can recommendation.
Okay, my recommendations. You asking about? Could you repeat the questions? I think you are
business to integrate sustainability practice into their core operation.
Okay, so key recommendation is like this, So you mean also in the non-Islamic organization, right? And how the Islamic, right? How aligned, right? You mean that? Hello. Yeah. Okay. So the Islamic perspective, of course, I mean the Islamic perspective is a best. I mean, like it's carrying like religious beliefs, system norms, and the values. So, if you practice, the organizations, if they practice and they have the good knowledge, and they are involving in the kind of that environment and doing good, and what is called, they have the, of course, it will be like an integral part of and integral part of their organizations, and it like how can say this, very very accountable and very clear and very helping and supportive, so it will be helping to create the image, right, the first. And then, like nationally, I mean, any kind of organizations, if they practice and this kind of like principle, any Islamic banking or and non-banking or anywhere, it will be like coming the result, the output will become like a very in a very, very good way, very good way, and it will have a good impact, and a lot of Islamic perspective. We have to follow the Islamic kind of way. This law is very good. This is very helpful. This is so much connected with the people, nature, and also sustainable way. So people definitely will be follow the what is called the Islamic what is called principles and the laws, and there's what is called because this kind of
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sanju. All the participants, we have come to the end of our Q&A time, and I apologize if we couldn't accommodate all the questions. If there are any remaining questions, please feel free to follow up with our speaker after this session. Okay, before we end, I want to take a photo with all participants. Okay, Pak Adil. Okay, thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, all participants, thank you to everyone for your thoughtful question and engaging discussion. We truly appreciate the time and effort of our distinguished speaker, Dr. Salawati and Dr. Sanju, for joining us virtually and sharing their valuable insight. We hope today's session has been enlightening. As we come to the end of today's plenary session, we would like to remind everyone that our conference will continue at 11 p.m. and the third plenary in the next session starting in 11, and for tomorrow in 8 p.m. Please ensure that you are ready to join us for another day of insightful discussion. Okay, thanks you again for your participation. We look forward to seeing you next and tomorrow. Have a great day ahead. Wassalamualaikum.
So allow me to leave. Is it okay?
Okay. Dr. Sanju, thank you. Dr. Salawati, thank you.
Yeah, doctor. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Salawati.
Thank you, Miss Dr. Salawati and Dr. Sanju.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Hairunisa.
Okay. Does my voice sound good? Can you hear me, Dr. Nur Hidayat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good voice.
Yeah, Dr. Jasim Han is available with us. I will continue to the second plenary session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
First, Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq State Islamic University Management, Faculty of Islamic Economics and Business Management, panelists, reviewers, co-host institutions, moderators, presenters, and all participants. Welcome to our second plenary session. Now we are here with a topic, digital currency and consumption, the meaning of money in an era of digital currency. Here, there is Dr. Jasim Han, from Dongbei University of Finance and Economics, China. He is an associate. Surrey, UK, United Kingdom. He earned a doctorate in business marketing in New Zealand. His research concerns understanding the influence of emerging financial technologies on consumer behavior. His work appears in various international journals. And in December last year, 2024, Dr. Jasim Han has published his book with similar title with his presentation today. And as we know, the digitalization of payment modes combined with the financial regulators are experimenting with the feasibility of digital currencies nationally in a variety of forms. Indonesia also have them. Each facilitates possibly leading to a global digital currency. I believe the presentation of Dr. Jasim will highlight a broad view of digital currency in the era of globalization. He will address the meaning of money in a global world by going beyond fungible national fiat-based currencies to global cryptocurrencies and stable coins. Virtual currencies promise to disintermediate and decentralize spending or saving to gaming, tipping, and gambling. I believe he will answer the question, what is the future of digital currency and what is its role in facilitating and transforming how about of them in Islamic economics and finance perspective. Okay, Doctor, the time for you.
Okay, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, conference. It is very important area, economics, finance, accounting, and in it lies money. So finance, accounting. So we are going to explore the meaning of money in digital currency. If you allow me to share my slides, that would be a lot easier. So please bear with me. I'll find it. Here we go. Can we all see the slides?
Yes, we can see the still on process. Yes, good.
Okay. Brilliant. Thank you. There we go. So again, thank you for inviting me. I'm Jasim Khan, Associate Professor of Marketing, Surrey International Institute in University of Surrey, UK, based in the home campus, Dongbei University of Finance and Economics in China. So a little bit of background about this research. This is a long-standing work of my passion. So in 2007, since 2007, I've been studying different types of payment mode, meaning of money in various currencies. So it is an accumulated experience that I brought together in this book with my co-author. I will introduce shortly. So in this book, what I touched on was money in the age of global digitalization, money in digital asset, money in digital currency, and also psychological ownership of digital currency. Do we feel that it's our money or it's just a token money? So we looked into that. Also, people switching behavior from different types of payment modes to digital currency, meaning of money in cryptocurrency, meaning of money in digital game currencies, meaning of money in tipping currency. So tipping currency is something, it's a new phenomena. It's not actually new. Tipping has been there for many, many centuries, but in live stream commerce, it is becoming quite prevalent. People tip the anchor or the live streamer. So we looked at the meaning of money in tipping currency. Also, we considered Generation Z. So the young people, what they think about money in digital currencies. And finally, we looked into digital currency in the metaverse. In this book, we have kind of dream about a new way of doing business, which we call social currency. I will explore that with you in this session. There are 12 chapters. We did not, I'm not going to go on in all chapters, but it's a consolidated session for our colleagues here. A little bit of background about my co-author. He's not here with me, but his photo is here, so he is present with us. Russell Belk, he's a York University Distinguished Research Professor, Royal Society of Canada Fellow and Kraft Foods Canada Chair in Marketing at Schulich Business School at York University. His research involves extended self. If you are in the marketing consumer behavior, you would know Belk was the pioneer, coined the term extended self. He also works on meaning of possessions, especially material possession, and money like cash and coins are possessions. Collecting, gift giving, sharing, digital consumption, and materialism. He also co-initiated the Association for Consumer Research, ACR, film festival. He also co-initiated consumer culture theory back in 70s, 80s, and consumer behavior odyssey. He's the past president and fellow in ACR and has 750 publication, including more than 30 in Journal of Consumer Research. If you are a marketer, or consumer behaviorist, you will know JCR is the forefront of consumer behavior study. He is highly cited. And myself, I am here in front of you. I'll make a short introduction about myself. I'm an associate professor of marketing, director, head of the Department of International Business Management at Surrey International Institute, University of Surrey, UK. And this institute is based in China, Dalian. So I work for Surrey, but I live in China. One interesting thing and coincidental, it is my holiday period. Schools are finished. So coincidentally, I'm traveling in Indonesia. Currently, I'm in Indonesia. So it makes it more pleasurable to be with you. So I just arrived yesterday in Jakarta. A place where I am is called Batavia. So I haven't explored. I wake up and join you guys. So I will explore later. My main research interest is in the influence of technology on consumer behavior. That's broadly. So within that, what I look at living, spending, and well-being. Okay, so these are the broad areas. And I will move to what is our agenda for today. Our agenda for today is, I lost my screen. Okay, my agenda for today is, I will go slightly on the history of money. Okay, so the movement, the journey from bartering to digital currency, just a little. Then we will jump straight into what we are here for, digital currency. So I will define digital asset, central bank digital currency, different types of CBDC, and the development so far, including Indonesia. Next, we will be considering meaning of money in central bank digital currency. I have chosen specifically ECNY, which is digital renminbi. One of the reason being that China has been the pioneer in digital currency. So they started the pilot project in 2014, and they were the first country to start researching, piloting. Now it is rolled out in several provinces. Then some empirical studies on psychology of digital currency, switching behavior from platform-based payment mode to digital currency, what people thought. We ran a survey, meaning of money in tipping currency, and as I said, Generation Z and their irrational exuberance in spending, speculating, and investment for the future. Finally, we'll come with a conclusion based on what we talk here, summary, risk, and challenges and opportunities. Okay, so this is the framework, and let us, okay. What is exit? I need to exit. Just give me 1 minute, please.
Dr. Jasim, you have, I think, maybe 45 minutes for presenting.
Okay. So I'll try to be in time. Okay.
Is there any problem with you?
Yeah, there is one problem. My slides are not moving. So
okay, I will help you. I will help you. I have your slide.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Oh, no. Stop, sir. Wait. Presentation Dr. Jasim Han. This one. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
We can move?
Yep, that's the one. Okay. So if you can make it full screen would be good.
Yes.
This one here. Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you. So in this slide, I would like to dedicate this slide to a friend, a colleague, and teacher, I will say, to David Graeber. One who wants to understand meaning of money should read that book. David he passed away during the COVID. We lost a great scholar, thinker, anthropologist. So meaning of money and its evolution needs to be traced. So what we understand from these are all speculation and predictions, and anthropologists, they made these assumptions that before money there was a barter system. So what is barter system? Essentially, you have chicken, I have egg, we share with each other. Okay, so that was timely recorded around 6000 BC. That's long time ago. So that is based on speculation and assumption. We don't have any evidence as such to prove that barter did happen. Then there was a problem with barter system. I have 1 chicken and you have 10 eggs. How we equate the value? So barter system was kind of inefficient. So based on that came a commodity money. So people decided, the old civilization thought, okay, we are going to place a commodity as a token. of exchange. So that's when most likely cattle or wheat or tea, even sticks in olden ancient Mesopotamia, in present-day Iraq, they used to use as a tools to exchange goods. Then comes the metal money, and many of you, I was also surprised while I was doing this research for this book, that the metal money, the origin was in China. During Shang and Zhou dynasty in 1000 BC, it's not widely reported, but during my interview with a museum curist, I came out and had evidence that metal money was originated in China during this dynastic period. And during that time, what is so interesting is they use silver and copper, they alloy as a coin. So in around 806 AD, the paper money came. Okay, paper money, it was called in Chinese jiaoji, which is during the Song dynasty, and they were the first to introduce paper money. Then follows through credit money, which is based on bills of payment. We still use letter of credit, right? We use checks, that is also based on the concept of credit. Then came the plastic money, which is card. Okay, debit card, credit card, still today we use. Then is the electronic transfer or the platform-based money. And finally, what we can see, digital money. So that is general. Okay, so that is very interesting. And his argument follows that during the barter system around 6000 BC, in around that time period, transaction exchange based on trust. It was like, I have one chicken and you give me 10 eggs. We don't exchange. Maybe I don't need 10 eggs. I give my chicken and I expect, based on the trust, that next day I'll get another 2 eggs from my community partner. So David's idea of before money there was debt, it is more logical to me. So I have highlighted this in my book. Another interesting fact is the Silk Road that spread the trade and commerce with the paper money. Paper money, although the Chinese, they were the first to start, but why did they drop it? Inflation, and they basically stopped printing physical money. We need to understand the difference between money as a concept and currency. So this is important. So generally agreed by all anthropologists and researchers, money is a polymorphous concept whose boundary is hard to define, okay, as a concept. Whereas currency is a note or a coin. Money is form of numbers, okay. It is numbers, it's a concept. Whereas a currency comes in paper, plastic, whatever term we say. Money, which is a thing, is backed by silver, gold, copper, alcohol, cigarettes. In Second World War, during the prisoner of wars in various jails, they use cigarettes as a thing to exchange goods. Whatever is scarce and not limited can become money. So money is a concept, whereas currency in these days is fiat currency, backed by countries, government authority, backed on trust. So the moment Again, I will draw back to the debt and the trust. The moment people lose trust on fiat currency or the government or the authority, that is not money anymore. So money is transfer of value, which can be digital, but currency is physical. So that is the big difference between what is the difference between digital currency and a cash or a platform-based money? That is, the value is digital in numbers. Okay, it will never change to physical form. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, so now let us be back to 2025, digital asset. In this chapter, what I try to do is differentiate between financial and non-financial digital asset. There is a reason. If you do a Google search yourself, you will see researchers, they use different terminologies, different labels, and it's very confusing what is digital asset. So we define digital asset in two types. One is financial digital asset. That's where we, can we go to the next digital assets? It represents basically e-money in digital format. Okay, these are financial assets that can be converted to other financial assets, just like gold, silver, and it can be used as a, it represents fungible, non-fungible, and semi-fungible. We'll discuss that. But before that, we consider what is financial digital asset. It must have these three characteristics. One is DLT, distributed ledger technology, which was the foundation of cryptocurrency. Okay, so we define financial digital asset, those framework that uses DLT, which is decentralized. Applications can be created without a central authority. This is important to know. Okay, so in DLT uses anonymous validation system. Some examples are blockchain, Hashgraph, Tangle, Halochain, Corda, Quorum, CBDC, all are functioning based on this system. Another characteristic is interoperability. So what it means, the ability of the system to communicate with each other. So say, for example, one platform communicating with another platform. So DLT allows that communication. And tokenization. So money is transferred into a digital representation of an asset in physical or in digital form. So there are several examples. The main type of financial digital assets are cryptocurrency, non-fungible tokens, asset-backed tokens. That means you can fraction you have asset, say a land or a building, you can own a part of it. That is possible with asset-backed tokens. Tokenized commercial real estate, and decentralized finance, which is disintermediating with the banks. So DeFi is the new innovation based on DLT that overcomes the bank's involvement. And that's where the money is becoming more efficient in transfer, transaction, because we remove the third-party banks. So that is, next slide, please. Okay, so there are some usage. NFTs, they tokenize. It basically works on proof of ownership. You need to prove that you own that token. Central bank digital currency, another type of digital asset. It is used for cross-border payments and transactions. So later we'll discuss there are two types of CBDC. One is retail, another is wholesale. Stable coins are digital coins that are pegged or attached to a government fiat currency. Okay, security currencies, these are used for in stocks, bonds, and assets, and cryptocurrency we know based on DLT for investment and payments. Okay, so now we'll move on with non-financial digital asset. That's where my interest also lies. Next slide, please. Okay, so in this chapter, we categorized financial digital assets and non-financial digital assets. So now in this slide, we have the meaning of money in non-financial digital asset. So we can, create a topography, and within this topography, 4 main branches. One is reputation. That's where the live stream comes in. Okay, live stream commerce. So the more reputation you gain in these platforms, the more asset you have, digital asset. So reputation is becoming an asset. Within that, online testimonials, online digital identity, our avatars. We create our avatars, we create our persona in digital live stream platforms. These are your assets. So what happens? Non-financial digital assets are non-fungible. So we need to know what is fungible, what is non-fungible. Fungible means 1 rupiah is converted to another 1 rupiah. But non-fungible cannot be. Okay, they are not equal. These are based on the market determines the value of non-fungible assets. Their ownership is possessed by individuals. So people like us, okay, we put our photos, we put our videos, we put our likes, dislikes, all these are possessed or ownership remains with the individuals. However, we store it in the platform. Eventually, these assets that we create becomes a public good. If we keep an IP, okay, that's where copyright, then it is yours. If you leave it open, all these assets becomes public goods. Then we have these digital contents. We talked about images, photos, collectibles, different types of, if you are a gamer, you will know you create different skins. You earn it by playing those games, okay, free to play games. These are your assets in digital formats. Also, some elements of website domain names, they are also our digital asset. Now, in the last chapter, when I talked about social currency, I talked about non-financial digital asset, how we can capitalize on these non-financial digital assets that we create, we contribute, and we leave it in the public domain. Okay, so in this chapter, we categorize these 2 types of digital asset. Next, we will move to digital currency. Okay, so in this part, what we have done is we'll focus on central bank digital currency, and we will straight away jump into it. Next slide is about types of digital currency, and we categorize into 2 areas, retail and wholesale. So the key characteristics of CBDC is it is government issued. Okay, so government are the one who create these digital currencies. One drawback of CBDC is expiration, which many times we may not know. Central bank digital currency have an expiry date, which can be renewed. It's still under the authority of the government. Okay, it reduces the dollar dependency, in one word. So CBDC, the more it flourishes, the more it grows, the more it becomes prevalent, less it will be the dependence on US dollar. And that's how it's been progressing. And I will share the development in CBDC. Okay, so and another form of central bank digital currency is called stable coins. That is, it combines the digital currency, okay, based on DLT system, and peg the value to fiat currency. It is to keep it stable. In 1997, 2007, we have seen when cryptocurrency, Bitcoins, had a bit of up and down, stability was the problem. That's when the organization like USDT, USDC, and the BRICS stable coins, which is on the proposal, came into being. They pegged their currency to the national fiat currency. You have the cryptocurrencies, which is a pure digital currency, where no one has authority to change or manipulate anything. It is anonymous. Okay. And there are different types of blockchain payment system. mBridge, Alipay, M-Pesa in Kenya is growing very fast. It is fast, low cost, cross-border transfer, and it allows boost in remittance. Those are countries that are dependent on migrant workers. They should go with blockchain payment system. So now we come back to these two categories, retail CBDC and wholesale. So retail CBDC essentially is what we use if you have used any online payment system like say Alipay or WeChat Pay. In Indonesia, I just arrived. I have not explored yet, but there are. So these third-party payment system will be replaced soon, although there is a competition in China. Okay, will be replaced with the retail CBDC, which is government issued. And one study by Marian Singh in 2022 highlighted that CBDC, wholesale CBDC, is suitable for countries with developed financial market, entrenched cross-border transaction like Brazil, the BRIC countries. They are opting for their own CBDC. And retail CBDC is suitable for countries with less developed financial markets. Okay, so it can bypass those third-party payment system. Retail CBDC also has one important function, which is it minimizes informal economy. That means the government benefits from tax collection, and also it is inclusive. Everyone has access. You don't need a bank to go to get the money. Okay. And there are other factors generally meant for general public, average consumers. Wholesale CBDC is for cross-country trading. Okay. It is traceable, it is available, it provides anonymity, and cross-border transactions becomes a split of second. It doesn't have to go through clearing agents. Like in this current system, whenever we do international trade transaction, we have to convert to US dollar, they become the clearing agent, it bypasses that system. Okay, so there are some benefits. Next slide. Okay, so what do we have here? CBDC globally, 134 countries representing 98% of global GDP are at some stage of exploring CBDC. Indonesia is in pilot stage, which is rupiah, digital rupiah. It's in pilot stage. They launched it in 2021, just after the COVID or during the COVID, and it's flourishing. It's in pilot stage, but we can see some countries have already launched it. So one of them is Bahama. Okay, Central Bank of Bahama, Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, Central Bank of Nigeria with e-Naira, Sand Dollar, Zig, and Bank of Jamaica. These are the few countries. These are smaller countries, which makes sense for them. Less risk associated. They have straight away adopted. Pilot, Russia, Kazakhstan, India, China, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, they are in the pilot stage. They are taking their time to understand. They have understood through research and waiting. Almost it's ready. Okay. Some countries are joined, but they left. Most of them are tiny in Northern American continent, like Honduras and so on, small countries. Okay, so we can see the stage of development. The green represents the pilot, as you can see, lots of green, and the blue represents research stage. Okay, next slide. Thank you. Okay, so now we understand the mechanism. We understand what is CBDC. Let's delve into the meaning of money. So in this chapter, in this research, what I did, I had one very simple question to answer. Okay, what is the public opinion about meaning of money as a central bank digital currency? Okay, so we utilized videography. We know what is short video, like TikTok platform, applied ethnography, which is ethnography in online mode. Okay, focusing on understanding the concepts, keywords, likes, comments. We analyze these data. Okay, these are publicly available data. We had around sample of 500,000 posts gathered using a Python software, 22 categories from these various social media platforms. We use Python to scan the data set, filter, and conducted a deep textual analysis. So what did we find? The finding, central bank ECNY or digital renminbi, people thought it's trustworthy. People can trust. And that's where we go back to that, before money, there was debt, and with debt comes trust. So digital currency of Chinese government is trustworthy. It is stable. People think it's stable. So unlike cryptocurrency, which is a bit unstable, it is intelligent, reliable, and most importantly, Chinese feel government guarantee is a stepping stone for the digital economy of China. Okay, so these were our findings. Further, we break down and we did further textual analysis, and what we found, what people think about money in ECNY. They thought digital money, they thought wallet, they thought smartphones, they thought numbers. They also considered it as a digital gold. As we recall, gold is an asset. That was one of the earliest form of money. So they considered digital gold, cash, asset, payment, Bitcoin, and so on. So what we found in this deeper investigation, approximately 72% of Chinese people own a smartphone as of 2022. That makes their transformation to digital economy lot easier. So already people have those infrastructure. Most relevant theme to impose keywords reveals people's interest and concerns about third-party apps. So although if you are aware in China, Alipay and WeChat Pay is prevalent, billions of yuan every second is transacted within these platforms. People are using it, but they feel worried. Okay, they feel there is a lack of trust. Something can happen. Can we go back? There is one thing I would like to consider. Public discourse analysis, it also identified one thing. The Chinese, they don't realize the difference between digital currency and third-party payment system. Many of them mix it up. Okay, so there needs to be awareness. Digital currency is different compared to Alipay or WeChat Pay. Okay, thank you.
We can move.
Yeah, next one, we are going back to, are we on time? Shall I? This is where I will highlight some of the consumer behavior we are considering. So in this chapter, a very simple question: what is the association between people's emotion towards central bank digital currency and their influence on psychological ownership? So psychological ownership, it's mine. Okay. Although it can be intangible, but I feel it's mine. So do people feel different about digital currency? And we track their spending while we control for emotion. Run a self-report survey, a non-probability criterion-based judgment sampling, 603 survey response, and we use covariance-based same analysis. Okay, what did we find? In this research, we had feelings towards CBDC. We considered social gratification. Social gratification is how do we feel, our satisfaction. Basically, are we satisfied? We also considered touchability. In digital currency, it lacks tangibility, so we can't touch it. So we were checking if need for touch moderates the relationship between feelings towards digital currency and psychological ownership. And finally, whether psychological ownership influence weekly spending. And we gathered weekly spending data. So what we found is touchability, which is need for touch, does moderate the relationship between feelings towards CBDC and psychological ownership. And also, we found that social gratification is important factor, okay, in IMPA analysis. It is an important factor that needs to be there. People needs to feel satisfied or else they won't use it. Important driver of psychological ownership, and touchability, need for touch, plays a central role in acquiring psychological ownership. That feelings that it is mine. There is a point here when we hold it, cash or a coin, we feel, we touch, we see. But with digital currency, it's intangible. So psychological ownership is an important factor. So what implication remains that we published a study in 2003 with the same author, Bell, in New Zealand, another one just in 2023, after 10 years, using the same protocol, same research protocol, open-ended survey. And we found that psychological ownership does manifest in the app, which is in your mobile phone. So what happens? The visceral nature of cash, which is smell, act of counting, creates an emotional connection that digital payment lacks. When we handle cash, we are not just spending money. We are parting a piece of ourselves because it's physical. Okay, we feel it. So in case of digital currency, apps in the mobile phone, what happens? Our psychological ownership is with the app, not the money, with the app. The reason being, we personalize these apps. When we download the app, we enter our preference, our details, all our tracking, like where we are spending, where we are going for entertainment. All these data or personalized data remains there, and people also modify their avatar, their pictures, photos. So psychological ownership is with the app, not with the money. Okay, that was our finding. Thank you. Next one. Okay, so in this chapter, what we wanted to understand are Chinese people are willing to switch to digital currency. So we put a simple question here: how do perceived convenience, security, risk, and emotions towards different payment mode influence the perceived value of digital currency? How does the perceived value of digital currency influence willingness to use digital currency over third-party payment app? So, as we said, people have difficulty understanding, differentiating between these two. Third-party payment app uses a bank as a clearance agent, not with digital currency. We ran a survey, 618 survey response. So we use Smart PLS. What we found here, perceived value of digital currency indirectly influences the relationship between perceived security, which are the push factors, okay, perceived emotion, perceived risk, and willingness to switch the digital currency over third-party payment mode. The push factors are negatively associated with the perceived value of digital currency, and pull factors are positively associated. So it is based on push and pull mooring theory. So perceived value of digital currency is the mooring, and the outcome is the willingness to switch. Central bank authority should consider how to reduce the concerns and risk associated with central bank digital currency to ensure that people switch to the CBDC instead of third-party payment mode. So companies and government should ensure perceived convenience, positive emotions are there for CBDC, and reduce the risk factor. Okay, and we found evidence for this. Meaning of money in tipping currency. So here our research question was, what does money mean in tipping or token currency in donation? Virtual did 17 in-depth interview lasting 60 minutes to 90 minutes. And there was a 50-50 split between male and female. All of the participants, they have participated in live stream commerce. Okay, we employed in vivo. The thematic analysis comprised 13,000 words, and what we found, that is very interesting. It is a very different context. It's not transaction, it's giving, gift giving, donations. Okay, viewers tend to engage in more frequent and higher value transaction using tipping currency. Okay, these are tokens. These tokens people purchase using their own money, the real money, and these becomes play money. Okay, just like casino tokens. Okay, driven by flow experience. So they get into the flow, engaged with the live streamers, impulsivity, emotions. And also there was another interesting factor that came out in this qualitative study, excitement prominence. What it means is what we define, people wish to feel prominent. I am the largest donor. I am the biggest gift giver. They feel good. Okay, it's called excitement prominent. This is temporary in nature. Maybe after 1 hour, once you out of the live stream commerce, that prominence is gone, you back to driving your delivery truck. Okay, this happens in China. Okay, a call in this regard in this qualitative study, I have made a call for research to explore the use of tipping currency in live stream commerce on psychology of donation, virtual gifts, tipping behavior in live stream commerce. Currently, I'm also working on a project on tipping currency. Okay, thank you. Next one. Okay, so finally, we came back to Generation Z and their thinking, how they think about spending in the present, speculating, investing for the future. So our research question here was, what are Generation Z's concerns, confidence, ownership of financial digital assets, beliefs about spending and saving? Basically, what we want to know, what young people thinks about digital currency. Do living in the present, immediate satisfaction, consciousness for the value of money influence their spending and saving behavior? So there was two research question here. We applied the same technique here, ethnography, which sits between quantitative and qualitative depending on the researcher. We use the videography, watch the video, recorded video, observe their emotions. 5,000 posts in 22 categories from live stream channels. And what we found that Generation Z tends to live in the moment. They don't have consideration for thinking about past, unlike their parents. They live for the moment or the future. There is a classic difference. Their parents used to buy luxury cars, very expensive cars to enhance their social status. Generation Z, they think different. They opt for little luxury. It's called little luxury, living in the moment. They are not buying expensive goods. They are conscious about value for money. They are more smarter than their parents' generation. They don't spend in big quantity, but small thing, small day-to-day luxury. For example, having juice, drinks from a little luxury shop. This quote sum up the entire thing. I know that my life is temporary. I will be a memory. So my family and friends, we will all be memories. No one remembers us. And that is why I live in the moment. Okay. Thank you. Next one. Now we are to summarize our conversation here. There are a few things. There are challenges from the private sector for CBDC. For example, Facebook's DM initiative, China's mobile payment platform, WeChat, Alipay, are challenging. These big giants are really big, really big. They are challenging the government initiative. Distributed ledger technology, it bypassed the third-party transaction, like the SWIFT system. That's very interesting. We know what happened in Russia-Ukraine war. Russia was taken out of the SWIFT system. SWIFT system became a weapon. So that will be gone days. It won't be there if digital currency is, prevalent around globally. Countries are careful, like big economies, BRICS, Indonesia, not to disrupt their mature system based on real-time gross settlement system. They are waiting who will swim the river first. China has taken initiative, and most likely what they are planning is they will combine and group together and hold each other's hand and swim the river together with BRICS dollar. Okay, BRICS currency. There are some potential risks. Crowding out bank deposits, so bank becomes irrelevant, private banks. Increasing credit interest rates, that is a risk. Losing fiscal control of the economy, that is a risk. Contracting commercial bank credit, that is a risk. Disrupting money creation by commercial bank.
This item is very nice.
Lower loan disbursement by commercial bank. What we see here, risks are there, but commercial banks, like private banks, become slowly over time non-player. There are some opportunities for Generation Z, the current young generation. We need to provide them some ways to understand how much they are spending and how much they are saving. So in this book, I made a suggestion. Banks or government authorities or commercial organization can develop an app that provides tactile sensation of cash while spending, as well as visual sound cues to remind them of spending and saving. That would be ideal. Like, without this tactile sensation, in chapter 6, we found that need for touchability does have implication for psychological ownership of money. That means we need to introduce this back in digital format, which is possible. Okay, that's all. Thank you for my presentation, and thank you for listening. Any questions? I'm here.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Jasim. I believe also for the lecturer here, most of the participants in our conference, not only students, but also lecturer from several universities in Indonesia. And I would like to share the preview of your book.
Sure.
Review. Okay, this one. Okay, all participants, this is the book. What the similar title with the presentation of Dr. Jasim Han and Russell Bell, and you can see the content here. I believe all of them very valuable for us. Maybe there is someone here lecturer for monetary economics, central bank. Okay, nah, this one. Yeah, money in the age of global digitalization, digital asset, digital currencies. Maybe we have insight from Dr. Jasim presentation about the differences between currency and money. Yeah. Okay, from Routledge publisher, very famous international reputable publisher. Okay, we have one question from Sister Yentina Siregar from University of Riau, Kepulauan Batam, Batam Island. She has a question: how can we trace the transparency of the blockchain of digital currency
format? So financial statements of digital card, it will be in an app. So I'll just give a simple extrapolation. If we are using WeChat, Alipay app, similar app, but this app is governed and owned by the government, not the private companies. So there will be an app, and from that app, we can see the financial statement. We can check our balance, saving, spending on a day-to-day basis. It's at the tip of our fingerprints in the mobile.
Provide, like you said, about the balance, the the budget.
The provider is not a private organization, it's the government.
Okay. Then blockchain just only the technology that there is no relation, but the in providing the feature of the application, right?
Yeah, in the feature of the application. So it is the app. It's similar to Alipay. You can see those. Similar app, but this app is governed, owned by the government. Private banks create money. So how they create money? It's us. When we borrow, is they will similarly, once it's paid off, they keep the principal and delete the interest, but the interest and principal we have already paid. So who benefits? The bank, the private. Okay, that we have pledged that we will pay the principal plus the interest.
Maybe there is any question. The next question maybe about the in digital and also in cash is very different. If we pay with the cash, with money in wallet or in the application, the feel is not
there.
Yeah, some.
There is something called it's called pain of pain. When we it's a theory by I think Loenisky. He came with this pain of pain when we are parting with physical cash. Decoupling means payment and consumption is separated. So especially if we are using credit card, we buy now, we consume now, but pay later. So payment and consumption is decoupled. That's why we don't feel that pain.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yes, maybe is there any question from the participants, from the committee, the organizing committee? Please, if you have a question, what role does cultural context play in shaping the meaning or the meaning and use of the digital currency, according to you?
Use money. Say, for example, if we look at Japan, Japan is a industrialized country. They have the infrastructure for payment apps, and they have banks, ATMs everywhere, right? They have a very good established infrastructure. 60% of Japanese, they use cash. China, people, they use third-party payment app, like 80% third-party payment app. If we look at New Zealand, Australia, US, UK, 6 plastic card. If we go to US, 80%, they still have 20% cash users. If we look at the globe, payment and consumption behavior do differ based on culture. Okay.
Type of generation, baby boomers, Gen Z, Gen Y, maybe have differences in behavior to
Certainly. So what we are looking at now at this point of time, at this juncture in 2025-26, the generation that are growing, they have grown with digitalization. Myself, I have seen cash, then I have a generation who just grew with digitalization. Their perceptions are different. So at the end of that chapter, where we talked about Generation Z, they, because of this different, growing environment, these factors have changed their saving and spending. They are less concerned about past and future compared to their parents' generation. They are more into enjoying their life in the moment, and they are not opting for big cab to use transportation. They don't see a car as a luxury. They see experience going overseas, enjoying or attraction rights as a luxury. So there is a concept that is coming. Is thank you.
I think also the explanation of Dr. Jasim can answer also if we have tal currencies reflect broader shifts in investment, speculation, and digital luxury consumption. I think
Yes.
that's also the answer. Is there anyone to learn about the financial behavior from Gen Z? Because also in several countries in the world also the same situation for Indonesia. We call it is very actual and very valuable for us to learn about the
Thank you.
okay. If we have no question, we have 9 minutes to end the conference.
Moderator,
Yeah.
excuse me, moderator.
Yes.
There are two participants want to asking question.
Oh, okay, okay. Dr. Adil and Dr. Nur Hidayat give to Dr. Nur Hidayat first. Please, Dr. Nur Hidayat.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Dr. Jasim.
Yes.
Okay. Given that in your presentation, 134 countries are exploring CBDC, as mentioned in your presentation. How do you think the widespread adoption of CBD could alter the global financial system, especially with regard to traditional banking system and cross-border financial transaction? Could this lead to fragmentation of global economic alliance? And what role do you see the US dollar playing in world with multiple digital currency?
Yeah, this is a difficult question. We are at the moment, we are sitting at the tips of the volcano. Given the global context, prior to COVID, the balance of power was different. Now it is changing. The nature is, I will say, dropped out of the SWIFT payment, initiated a process. It's not just Russia. Many countries, economy, they are scared. They're scared. I can be the next. Recall one thing, what I said earlier, which is a currency, fiat, US dollar, is acceptable by the society because people trust in it. Okay, so with this event of Russia, all countries, big countries are worried. So there is two forces working in tandem. US is the large, smaller, middle scale countries, especially I see BRICS coming together dollar, but we don't know when. US is a big economy and it's not going to show effect on just in one day. US, if we look at for US to be the reserve currency from First World War, they started this planning. In Second World War, it was achieved. And then in Marshall Plan, it was formalized. So it's a long process. It's not something that can happen within a day or so. But decline of US dollar as reserve currency is imminent the moment these big countries that are coming into group, they introduce their. Most of the global trade happening in digital currency will impact the importance of US critical question.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Doc. I hope dollar not dominated again.
No.
Okay, Dr. Justin, we can move to the last question from
Sure.
Dr. Adil. Please, Dr. Adil.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Thank you, Prof. Jasim Khan.
Thank you.
Talking about this and blockchain payment statements.
Yes.
My question from 4 types of digital currencies, which relevant for developing nation, which one, according to your opinion, should be improved?
Okay, that's very interesting. So, digital currency will be the winner. I'll be straight. Will be the winner in the long run because it is backed by the government, central government. So that is going to be the winner in the end. And stable coin was a result. It will disappear over time. It was an outcome because in 2007, when cryptocurrency was declining, having a difficulty, was unstable, then there was a group of innovators, fiat dollar, US dollar. So the volatility was reduced. So that is essentially stablecoin is not a pure digital currency. Cryptocurrency, on the other hand, is the pure that validates it. Authority, government authority is not working there. So cryptocurrency will remain in the hands of people, anonymous, but it will be used in different sectors. Say, for example, if you have a platform and you want to open a new platform, you might adopt cryptocurrency, and that works. That's how those live stream commerce is going on. People buy those tokens. Okay, it can be tokens, it can be cryptocurrency. It will work for as a also in metaverse. Metaverse, it will work there. Cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency will remain. CBDC will prevail. Stable coins will generally slowly will disappear because once once the fiat currency drops, there is lack of value. That becomes unstable. Okay.
Okay, Dr. Adil, Dr. Jasip, and all participants, we are going to the end of this session. May this knowledge, may Allah record all those present here as act of worship in seeking knowledge and sharing knowledge. Very happy to see you, Dr. Jasim. I'm happy this internal conference having you in our sessions. And once again, thank you to all participants as well as the steering committee and organizing committee for supporting this plenary session. I will with Dr. Jasim Han because maybe we can collaborate with our faculty and our maybe several of us with you. And jazakumullah khairun kasiro. Wallahul muwafiq ila waqtumit thoriq. Wassalamualaikum. Bye, Dr. Jasim. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Universitas Islam Negeri Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember merupakan salah satu pilar penting dalam upaya dinamika ekonomi global yang terus berkembang. FEBI UIN Has Jember hadir dengan visi unggul dalam bidang ekonomi.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Ubaidillah Nafi, Dekan Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Islam UIN Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq Jember. Dalam Pancacita FEBI, kami siap mewujudkan cita-cita Anda menjadi insan-insan unggul dalam bidang ekonomi dan bisnis Islam berbasis imtak dan iptek.
Adalah kurikulumnya yang dirancang secara holistik. Program studi yang ditawarkan mencangkup berbagai disiplin ilmu seperti manajemen yang kompeten dan berdedikasi tinggi yang tidak hanya menguasai bidangnya, tetapi juga mampu menginspirasi dan membimbing mahasiswa menuju kesuksesan akademik dan profesional. Mahasiswa di FEBI hingga aplikasi praktis dalam konteks ekonomi syariah. Masa depan ekonomi Islam Indonesia sedang dibangun, satu mahasiswa pada satu waktu. Indonesia sebagai negara kepulauan terbesar di dunia dengan populasi lebih dari 270 juta jiwa memiliki potensi luar biasa untuk menjadi kekuatan ekonomi global. Namun, untuk mencapai visi tersebut, Indonesia membutuhkan sumber daya manusia yang meningkatkan produktivitas dan memastikan pertumbuhan ekonomi yang berkelanjutan. Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis mencetak generasi penerus yang unggul di bidang ekonomi dan bisnis berbasis nilai Islam. Berdiri di tengah dinamika ekonomi global yang terus berkembang, FEBI UIN Has Jember hadir dengan visi unggul dalam bidang ekonomi dan bisnis Islam berlandaskan nilai kearifan